take us back to the beginning? How did you discover your passion for the arts?
For the arts, I mean, wow, okay. So I was in second grade and I was asked to be in a school musical because at the time it was just like you were picked for music class and had a solo. And I just remember like I can actually still feel it, like stepping onto my mark and like looking to the pianist and being like about to sing and then doing it. And it was just like I knew right then I was like, this is I have to do this. I have to do this forever.
Love that. When you look at your career as a whole, who or what has had the biggest influence, either personally or professionally?
I'd say my family, honestly. I'm the youngest of three, and I feel like I've always had people to look up to and to learn from, and keeping an open mind and looking at being involved in like a bunch of different things. I think that I've gotten to learn from a lot of people, and it's helped me to be a better storyteller because that having empathy for people is what I do.
Speaking of being a storyteller, you have a new series out now. Can you tell us about Zero Chill, your character, and what drew you to this project?
Yeah, well, what drew me to it was just the fact that I was a competitive figure skater myself, and my agent had texted me and he was like, "Hey, remind me like what your skating experience is." And I was like, "Is there an audition where I have to skate?" And he was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Okay, I have to do this." So I'm very well experienced in figure skating, but Zero Chill is a coming of age story about Kayla Bentley, who is the character that I play. And she's an aspiring figure skater whose twin brother is a very talented hockey player who gets scouted to play hockey in the UK. And as a result, Kayla has to leave her whole life in Canada and her skating partner behind and start over as a 15-year-old already kind of trying to find her way and find herself in a new country.
Not only are you the lead in this series, but this is your first role as a series regular. Did you feel any pressure heading into this project? How did you prepare?
I did. I felt a sense of responsibility, but at the same time, I felt like I was able to handle it. And knowing that I could skate and having the confidence in my acting ability really helped me go into this like, yeah, okay, there's something that this is something I've never done before, but it doesn't mean I can't do it. And so I think that bringing that in helped me to prepare, and just knowing that I had like my mom was going to come visit me and my dad came to visit me as well, and having the support of my friends and my skating, like my former people, like skating people on my skating team from growing up were super supportive, and it really helped.
Yeah, did anything surprise you about the experience, and what's been the biggest takeaway thus far?
I think I actually kind of surprised myself with how much I was able to deal with it because like I said, I had no idea what it would be like. I'd been to England, but I'd never lived there. And again, I'd never been a series regular. So I think that I was actually surprised with how I rose to the occasion and got it done.
Your character has a lot of really interesting dynamics with the rest of the characters. Which was your favorite to explore in season one and why?
I really loved exploring my relationship with Dakota, who plays Mac, and our because neither of us are twins, but I think both of us really wanted to tell that story truthfully because I have friends who are twins, and if that doesn't come across as something that feels familiar, I think it can really kind of put people off. Dakota and I really worked hard to try and tell an authentic story of two siblings who love each other, but also are trying to find themselves, especially in their own family, and how they're kind of constantly compared.
Great answer. If you had to describe the first season in a hashtag, what would it be?
That's such a good question. Honestly, the first thing I thought of was hashtag zero chill, which doesn't make any sense because that's obviously the name of the show. But it's oh, it's just so fun. Hashtag no chill. Like it's just there's so much going on all the time. When we all first got the first episode and we were reading it together, and then we closed it. It was like, how is that one episode? Like, it's hashtag jam packed.
That the show is out now. What are you most excited for fans to see, and what do you hope they take away after seeing it?
I'm really excited to see two sports represented in a show, and also to tell the story of a figure skater from a figure skater's perspective, because I don't think that that's something that you find a lot. And I really hope that people leave the show feeling inspired to follow whatever it is that speaks to them, whether it's figure skating or not, or whether it's hockey or not. I think that this show can really help people to connect with themselves and pursue whatever they want.
Yeah, and you can tell that the cast got really close throughout this entire process from the episodes. How did you all build that bond so quickly?
Honestly, we all became friends like instantly from the first dinner that we had together. And then Dakota, Jade, and I, when we took the train from London up to Sheffield, it's like a 2.5 hour train ride. We just talked the whole time. We started like coming up with different storylines of like, oh, like what about this relationship with this character? What would that be like? And honestly, we all got really close through training because we all skated together for 9 weeks leading up to shooting. And so getting in the cab together every morning and going to work, and like Jade and I were neighbors, and just kind of, I think all of us really wanted to have true relationships on screen as well as off screen, and being together in the same place made that obviously very easy. And we all just spent tons of time together.
Yeah, that definitely comes across on the screen. We just like to end all of our interviews with a pop culture speed round. Do you have a guilty pleasure TV show?
I don't feel guilty about any of the shows that I watch. Oh my goodness. This isn't a guilty pleasure. I love Bridgerton. That's one of my favorite shows. Alex Rider on Amazon Prime is also one of my favorite shows. Those are two great ones.
What about a guilty pleasure movie?
Guilty pleasure movie. What was the last movie that I watched? I'm really blanking right now. Oh, Devil Wears Prada. That is definitely one of my favorites.
What about your favorite book?
Favorite book, Divergent.
What about your favorite play or musical?
Legally Blonde.
A band or artist that fans would be surprised to learn is on your playlist?
First thing I thought of was In Excess, which is like a band from the 80s. So
Love that. And final question for you, who would play you in the story of your life?
who would play me? Do they have to be younger than me, or does it matter? Lawrence to play me, because I feel like she'd probably get me and just be able to like run with it.